to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated, and this liberation is also specified. Oh God. By this liberation, he does not become one with the Brahma Jyoti, but rather enters into the planet of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly mentioned here, Mam Upayashi, he comes to me, back home, back to Godhead. There are 5 different stages of liberation, and here it is specified that the devotee who has always lived his lifetime here under the direction of the Supreme Lord, as stated, has evolved to the point where he can, after quitting this body, go back to Godhead and engage directly in the association of the Lord. Anyone who has no interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant, dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does it for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever action he performs it as a service to the Lord. He does not give serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. For ordinary persons, it is obligatory to execute the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. But although a pure devotee who is completely engaged in the service of the Lord may sometimes appear to go against the prescribed Vedic duties, actually it is not so. It is said, therefore, by Vaishnava authorities that even the most intelligent person cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. The exact words are Tanra Vakya Kriya Mutra Vignahe Na Pujaya. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita. A person who is thus always engaged in the service of the Lord, or is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord, is to be considered completely liberated at present, and in the future. And in the future, his going back home, back to Godhead, is guaranteed. He is above all materialistic criticism, just as Krishna is above all criticism. Om Agnanati Mandasya Knananchana Shalakyaya Chakshuimidam Yena Tasmai Shikrave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagada Mayam Dadati Swabarandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I want you now to all go back many years. Many years. When we were all little children. And we lived with our parents. Did we live with our parents? Yeah. How was the world when we lived with our parents? Beautiful, right? Did we have to care for anything? No. Basically, we didn't have to care for anything. The world was just more or less perfect, right? We could play the whole day. I see it in my boys. What do they have to care for, right? Everything is supplied. We cook for them, we clean for them, we tell them what to do, right? We provide heating, internet, right? Everything is there. Sometimes we asking them, can you bring the garbage out? Or something, then, it's a big thing. But basically, this is what we say, what parents say. If you just stay here and just do what we're saying, everything is be perfect. Right? But then, why we didn't stay like that? Why we didn't stay in our parents' home where life was simple, easy, and sublime? Now some of you may say, my family was terrible or whatever, but just imagine the best case scenario. Why we didn't stay? Why we went away? We want to make our own decision. Why we want to make our own decision? We wanted to be in control. We were so annoyed that our parents always control us, right? We grew up, our bodies became big. The boys became got a beard, right? And this is a sign, got a beard, see, a hair, the first when boys getting the first hair out of the face, right? Oh, yeah, see, I'm a man, Girls have other attributes, but whatever, like we prove, okay, we are adults now. And what adults do? They're making their own, and according to their own rules, they're making their decisions. And with the rules and the decisions, they're making their own. Comes with action. What do they do? What parents do? Or what adults do? Huh? Punish. Well, they're making their own mistakes. Right? Kids, when under the guidance of the parents, basically there were no mistakes. Okay, we did something wrong. We got maybe told off, but parents covered everything. Even for us, no, he didn't do that, whatever, they cover everything. They keep us very calm, under control. But as we grew, our bodies grew. What else is growing? The ego, right? The ego becomes big and want to prove, now I'm an adult. Now I show my parents how the world should look like. Right? And this basically is still our tendency. But now here, Krishna is like the father. And if he would abide to his rules, everything would just be perfect. But guess what? We are humans. We want to make our own rules. We want to make our own decisions, and we want to make our own mistakes. I have a right to make my mistakes. Yes, right. But for this, I don't take responsibility. You see the signs in the temple. Eltern haften für ihre Kinder. Maybe means parents are responsible for the children. Right? And Krishna says, I take responsibility. If you stay under my shelter, under my care, I take responsibility. But you want to make your own action, so you become responsible. Responsible. You become able to respond. How you respond? What you get out of your mistakes? You said it before. You get your karma. It's like when you live with your parents, do you need your own bank account? Do you need? No. You don't need a bank account, because everything you want to buy, you go to your parents, say, I want to buy this. I want a Pokemon cards or whatever, Okay, they buy for you. Right? But then you say, I don't want to have Pokemon cards anymore. I want to smoke cigarettes. And the father says, no, I don't support this. No cigarettes in my house. It's unhealthy. If you want to smoke, get your own money. Get your own karma. Right? So in this moment, we declare independence. I'm independent of my parents. Okay, here you have your own karma. And you're responsible for your actions. So this is the situation where we're in. Not only this lifetime, for many, many millions of lifetimes, we hold responsible for our actions. Right? And of course, we forgot that we have actually a wealthy father. It's like Prabhupada sometimes gives this example. Some man walks over the street and he sees a very poor man. He's living from he's going in the trash can and getting some food out of there, and suddenly he realizes, oh my goodness, that's the son of my best friend. And he goes to him and says, hey, you have a father, he's stinky rich. Why are you living out of the trash can here? Come on, I bring you home to your father. But no, I don't go to this anymore. We had a fight or whatever. I don't go to my father. But he has everything. He can supply you with food, with everything. Just connect with your father again. Forget about your fight what you had or whatever, your disagreement. Right? And these are the devotees who go out and say, hey, you have a father here. And Krishna tells us exactly what we should do. What is just live according to my rules. And everything what you want to do this in connection with me. You want to eat something? Fine. Then do it in connection with me. Give it first to me. Right? Or say at least thank you. When we're offering, is kind of a process where we acknowledge where it's coming from. We offer 6 times we offer food on the altar every day to the Singadev. So 6 times a day we offer food. So meaning this what we harvest outside, not so much anymore, but this what we harvest, or our cowherd boy, we offer milk. We acknowledge this milk actually comes from Krishna. So we give it back to you because you receive the first share of it, right? And in this way we say, thank you, we acknowledge it comes from you. Right? If you as a kid, today is a kid class, right? Let's say you get some pocket money. Right? And with this pocket money from your parents, you can say, oh, okay, now with this pocket money, I buy again cigarettes. Right? But if you say, no, I don't buy cigarettes because my father will not be happy about it. But with this money, what I got from my father, I buy him for Christmas coming up, I buy him some cozy house shoes. Right? You buy him cozy, nice, soft house shoes. And you give it to the father. And he will be so happy. He knows it's actually his money. You didn't do anything from it. He gave you the money. But you take this money, transfer it into a gift of love. And this is what we're doing. We get everything from the Lord. We get everything. What we transfer it in the gift of love. We're getting something from the garden. We cutted the vegetables. Like Manuel, we cutted the vegetables, and the cook, he puts it and makes a delicious sabji out of it. We're transferring these vegetables, what grow by the power of the Lord. We make it in a palatable, how you call it? In a very wonderful dish, in a sabji, right? And we put all our love inside, because cooking means love. You don't cook for somebody you don't love, unless you get money for it in a restaurant. But usually, when you go to your mother, she cooks with love, and you can taste it. Nothing tastes so good as the food cooked by your mother, isn't it? Are you okay? No. Good. Huh? You have pain? Are you feeling okay? It's untouched. Where you come from? Munich? Augsburg. Okay, you're alone here? Oh, your husband. Where's your husband?
He's gone downstairs, he said. Should I ask him to come here? Or should we search for him together? Do you want to go? I'll be here. You will be here. What is your husband's name? Prasanna. Prasanna. Very good.
Thank you, Heidi. Yeah. So that's our situation. And this is what Krishna tells us, just do that, what you got. Transfer it into love. Give it to me. I leave you with the remnants. And this is so simple, actually. Krishna consciousness really can be explained just by the simple fact of the process of love. This is what we're all looking for, because this is what we don't experience, but we made out of love. The soul main energy is love. And I don't in this cheesy way. Is this your husband? Oh, okay. I think Mataji has some little bit. See, this is love. Yeah. So this basically is our process. As I always point out, coming to a temple, performing sadhana, doing some sadhana and some devotional service is like going in a love gym. Right? We learn how to love. This is actually what we have to do. Devotees have to learn how to love. Not just Hare Krishna devotees, everybody who's devoted to God in this way or other. We have to learn how to love. And it's there. We just have to discover it. Because this love is covered by lust. So everything what we do for us. But Krishna, what he says here, he want to teach us everything what you do it for me. Because love means under all circumstances I do something for somebody else. Under all circumstances I make somebody else happy. Lust means under all circumstances I make myself happy. And this is how we live. By the principle of lust, we living in this world. No matter what, you okay? No matter what, we are making ourselves happy. That's modern teaching. He's here. Husband's here, sorry. Heidi was looking for you. Because we... Yeah. So, and therefore we learn how to be a loving servant. And this is just what we do. And actually, it's not a duty, it's not only devotees, that's actually human duty. Humans, we are here as servants. We have a role to fulfill. Not only to the Lord, but also to the energy of the Lord. What is the material world? We are serving. We are servants. And if we look for our service, if we, in each and every day, in each and every action, think, how can I be of service? How can I help? How can I make this world a better place? Not big politics or not big whatever, what's going on in the world, this politician, that politician, whatever. Not by choosing a political party. No, just what's right in front. What the Lord puts right in front of me. There comes a situation up. Somebody comes to us, some situation. Somebody needs our help. So we think, okay, how I can help? I have two choices. I can walk away, or I can think, how can I, what the Lord wants me now? And if we're not sure, we always welcome to make a short prayer. Say, Lord, what do you want me to do here? And guess what? It will come an answer. And if we see each and every moment as a communication with Krishna, then life suddenly becomes meaningful. Because we see in everything, whatever, we see a pot in the kitchen, what is still dirty? Brine. Before brine comes and thinks, oh my goodness, the pot washer didn't do a good job. We see some spot there in the pot. Okay, what Krishna wants me here? Does he want to say, forget the spot, it's okay? Or does he say, just imagine, this pot is your heart. And in your heart, there is a black pot, still some burnt milk stucking in the corner. Julian, maybe you see such pots every day, right? And you think, if this pot would be my heart, would I leave the stain there? Or would I make an extra effort to really scratch it out? Right? So in each and every moment we can think, okay, what's now wanted from me? What Krishna wants me in this situation? And we can ask, Krishna, what do you want me now to do? Some challenging situation. Krishna, how you would like to respond to me? How would you act? How would your devotees, like Srila Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami, or whatever, how would they act? Therefore, we have to study their lives to understand how a devotee acts, right? And then life becomes meaningful and becomes interesting, and we become more and more perspective and sensible how the Lord actually in every moment tried to communicate with us, communicate to us. Right? And that's the path of the yogi. Always be in connection. Well, it's Kali Yuga. A yogi goes somewhere where no disturbances, somewhere in the Himalayas, and sitting there in yogic posture and try to balance his life as that he can have a focus direction under the Supreme. Nowadays, you sit somewhere in the Himalayas, some group of Japanese comes, like with camera. I see Mount Everest, the highest mountain on earth. It's like traffic jam there sometimes. So many people want to go on Mount Everest. It's so dangerous, but they want to go there. It's like really hundreds of people sometimes. If there's a good weather spot, because they're waiting till the weather is fine, and they think, okay, should be okay, and then they're all trying to reach Mount Everest on the top. Right? That's stupid. So, how we came to the Mount Everest? The yogi, yeah, exactly. So you try to be somewhere in this universe where you have completely peace. You don't find it anymore. Because even on Mount Everest, people coming all the time and, can you move aside? Oh, okay. Anyway, so, but therefore, yukta vairagya, therefore, the modern yogi, the modern day yogi, he lives in the world, but everything what comes to him, and every action, every result, everything what he does, he somehow or other brings in connection with the Lord. And in this way, his yogic power will be unfolded. Therefore, he becomes a servant of the Lord. Because actually, what's so special about devotees? What's so special about devotees? What's so special about devotees? Why are devotees so important in the world?
They give and they want back what is. They give love or something else, and they.
What do they give? You're right, but a little bit more. What do they give? Huh? What? Oh. Manu, what you said, Manu? Here? They give Krishna. Without devotees, nobody gives Krishna. The devotees come around and they tell the people, hey, there's a higher reason. there's the Lord, there's God in this world. Right? Because otherwise people would forget, and happily forget. It's like you go to the restaurant and you eat all you can eat, up, down, the menu. Right? And then you think, no, in the end nobody will come. There's no waitress, there's nobody who in the end brings the bill. Perfect life, or no responsibility. Just eat everything and then walk out of the restaurant. Does it work? No. But we would like that it works like that, right? Nobody cares. Everybody, anarchy, just do whatever you want. And people would happily do this. Just exploit everything. No rules, no regulations. Just anarchy, pure anarchy. Right? But it's not like that. So therefore devotees come and they give, hey, there's a higher purpose. There's Krishna. There's the Lord. So therefore the devotees, they showing this path and they're bringing this path, and therefore they are important to give the people this connection. And with that connection, they're building their own connection. So this is what the Sankirtan devotees in the moment are doing when they're giving books, they're giving connecting points, they're giving links, they're giving portals to the spiritual world. And we all become these portals, we all become links to the spiritual world. Therefore, it's very important that, I'm embarrassed, thank you. It's very important that we keep our meditation alive. And alive, I mean that it doesn't become just a book knowledge or something what we say, that we really practice it. Because only then it becomes alive. Only if this knowledge is applied, it becomes alive. Alive to us, and we become living examples. Otherwise, it's just book knowledge. Nobody will, I read this book so many years before I came to a temple, because I thought, well, it's nice, it sounds good, but nobody lives this. I don't know anybody who lives this. Till I met the devotees, and I thought, wow, there are people who living this. And this is the way where I became a devotee. So it is important, and it's not only in the temple. You go outside wherever you live and you create a temple. Doesn't have to be a big building or whatever. It can be just your little shrine in your room where you offer everything, what you eat, what you offer or give away. When any tapasya, you do this in connection with Krishna. And people automatically will mingle around you and ask, what is it? What makes you so special? Because they feel it. In the police. Special police person. Right? So let us all try to be sensitive to connect our world with Krishna, fill it with Krishna, and in this way bring Krishna back to the world. And with your blessings, I maybe one day become one of your servants. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Are there any questions or corrections or?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. It may be a little personal, but sorry for asking. Why did you decide against the Pinjdan?
The what?
The Pinjdan. It's a personal. You may avoid answering it because it's always related to our ancestors.
No, when you do Pinda, you deal lots with karma.
Yeah.
And as a priest, actually everybody deals all the time with karma. But as a priest especially, you deal with karma, what actually doesn't belong to you. But you get immersed. Basically, you get your hands dirty with somebody else's karma. And when you in the planet of the ancestors, meaning you just in a stage to come back again. It's just like you on holidays, and there are different grades of holiday homes. You have this very shiny with the sun is always shining, and then you have holidays like in Iceland or wherever, it's cold the whole time. So different planets. And you, as a priest, when you offer pinta, then you basically become a medium with this world in between. It's not only heavenly planets, there are also some ancestors that stay also on lower planets, meaning they don't have a good karma. And it's like when you a worker on the field, according to the mud you work in, you're getting more or less dirty. So a priest whose occupation is to making sacrifice or offerings to this realm, to this reality, he get somehow or other dirty, meaning he collects some karma. Because you're working with that. It's like working on the field. So you get dirty hands. You can wash it, because depends all karma comes basically, you offer pinda, you offer any ceremony, they give you dakshin. They have to give you dakshin. So what you do with the dakshin comes the karma. So you keep the dakshin for yourself, you getting the full flow of the karma. You giving the dakshin to the Lord is like washing your hands. So now, however good your sadhana is, or however good your washing ability is, the more you get rid of the karma. So basically, with pinta, you can, as a priest, you can make lots of money, and some living by that, meaning they have to they make a livelihood out of it, but meaning they also accumulate the karma. And by this comes much more. I do some skars for children. There's not so much things happening, But especially when you do this, then you're getting involved. Make sense?
And your association with devotees, people who are really living the life, what's been really, and when did this really happen, and how did that change your life?
Personally, or what?
How did it change your life? Your interaction with the devotees when you really came across them?
My life. Oh, well, if you look at me now, and, 21 years ago, is a difference. You would not recognize me. First of all, I was much skinnier. But even then, and this, as soon as I came in contact with the devotees, my life became auspicious, mangalam. And I was always looking for God in all my stages, but I could not really find it, or whatever tradition or religion I turned to. I saw people, they were hypocritical. And amongst the devotees I could see that everyone is really working on themselves. And this is what attracted me, that, there may be mistakes. It's not, nothing is. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, every fire is covered by smoke. But everyone is really trying to better themselves. And this is inspiring. And it doesn't mean there are no problems, because there will be always problems. There will be egos, there will be communication problems. It's material world. It's it comes, it will live for a moment and will die. So, there will be always something, but everybody tries really to become a better version of themselves. And we fail also sometimes, but we keep on trying. And this is so inspiring, where I see really people not just talking about it, they're really doing it. And sometimes it even doesn't look glorious, but still they never give up. And this is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. You may do stupid things, but if you don't give up to be my devotee, I will carry you.
I'm so glad to really hear that. And for me also, I'm so glad to hear that. And for me also, it's been life-changing in many ways. The people who really live the life. Sitting alone with the Gita is something different, and sitting with devotees is a completely different experience.
Sure, yes, yes.
So that way we hope that we have the same heart in certain ways.
Yeah, that's my good fortune that I can live such a life.
That's called good fortune, I would say.
That's more than good fortune, that's the perfection. But we always have to remember we are all just guests here, and as soon we take it for granted, we disqualify ourselves. So therefore I'm always asking for blessings that I can do the service what I am doing. And now we see the service of the Puchari worshipping Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Shingadev in the Arti, and we should support him by singing the holy names. Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nitai Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.